My name is Kusudi, and this exact same 4-step framework that I'm about to share with you is the same framework that I've shared with my clients that has allowed them to make their first 6, 7, and even 8 figures. And for those that are financially free, it has allowed them to have not just the financial freedom, but also the personal fulfillment and spiritual alignment, most importantly. And now I'm about to give you this exact same information. Like this video below and comment alignment if you know that 2025 is your year of quantum leaping. And for those that want to go deeper, click the link below in the description. And everybody else, let's get into it. All right, y'all. So look, success is like a GPS, and there's really 4 components about it. And anytime your life is not making progress, it's because one of these 4 components are out of place. But once you align all 4 of these, I promise this is when your life takes off to a whole nother level. I remember when I first discovered my purpose and I was broke, making $11 an hour making bagels for Walmart. And I was ready for my life to shift. I just didn't know a clue of where to get started or who is it that I even needed to be in order to have that level of success. And after reading tons of books and going to tons of personal development conferences, my life has started to take to a whole new path. And what I realized is that it was these 4 components that were missing. And when I put them in alignment, that exact same year that I went from starting my t-shirt business with my last $700, a year later, I raised my first $1 million and started a global company. And it's because I started putting these things in place. And upon kind of reflecting back at my success, that's when I realized that there's really 4 components of success. And this is what I'm about to share with you guys right now. So for the first component, I have a question for you. What is the number 1 characteristic somebody could possess? Is it confidence? Is it discipline? Is it consistency? Is it self-belief? Is it hard work? Like, what would you say is the number 1 characteristic and component that one person can possess? Well, I have a perspective shift for you. To me, the number 1 characteristic that somebody can have is awareness. I want you to write this down. The number 1 characteristic you could have, and the number 1 characteristic that you could start doing to grow your own life is heightening and developing and expanding your level of awareness. Guys, without awareness, nothing could change. You got to be aware in the times where you're confident and when you're doubtful. You got to be aware when your life is progressing and when your life is stagnant. You got to be aware when you have a high level of self-belief and when you have a high level of self-limitations. And it's not until you're aware of something that the thing can't change. You would never change what your unaware needs changing. So the first thing you must do is expand your level of awareness. At the end of the day, all personal development, I don't care whatever books, whatever conferences you're going to, at the foundation of it all is all getting you to become more aware of where you are right now in your life, what's holding you back, what are the thoughts that you're thinking that are keeping you stuck, and where is it that you want to get to start changing your life? So awareness is the number 1 step. See, if we looked at success like a GPS in the metaphor that I'm giving you, right? When you have a GPS system and you pull up Google or Apple Maps, right? The first thing it's going to ask you is, where are you right now? What's the starting point? And that's like awareness. But here's the thing, is that most people, where they fail at is they shy away from this part because it could be confronting, right? It's awareness is having to own where you are in your life. It's having to say, this is how much money is in my bank account. This is the thoughts that I think about myself. Kusudi, I beat myself up. I don't think I'm worthy. I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I add value, right? I don't think I can help others when my life is not fully in the right space, right? So awareness is looking at your life and where it is right now. And you have to accept that this is your current reality. You don't have to accept your current reality, but you have to accept that this is current, like currently, right now, this is your current reality. Because it's not until you kind of accept it and you acknowledge it and you bring it forth that things can start shifting. You know, I remember, and this is like a super crazy story, but I remember I was meditating and I was meditating at my altar and I'm looking at a candle. And what I realized about a candle is this, is that when you look at a candle, a lit candle, it has the flame, it has the liquid, and underneath it has a solid, right? And the way a candle ultimately like dissolves is it doesn't dissolve from the top. If you look at it, the liquid, it breaks off the chunks of pieces that are the solid. And little solid pieces like float to the top. And when it floats to the top, then it dissolves. And that's kind of what awareness is like. It's like taking things from your unconscious mind, things that are unconsciously there. The life you've been unconsciously accepting, the limitations you've been unconsciously accepting, the thoughts about yourself that you've been unconsciously accepting, and acknowledging it and bringing it to the awareness plane. Because when it's at the awareness plane, then you could do the work in order to shift it. But you can never change just what's in your subconscious mind until you bring it to the conscious awareness, y'all. So that's step number one, is you must become aware of your life right now. And you must acknowledge that the person I've been being has created this current reality that I'm experiencing in my life. Good, bad, or indifferent, right? This life that you have is just a reflection. It's a mirror of your own internal thinking. It's a mirror of the person you've been being. Your inner being is always seeking outwardly expression, is always seeking and manifesting itself in outwardly reality. And if you don't like the things that are outwardly, right, you don't focus on the outwardly thing, you change the inner person. So don't change the creation, change the inner creator that's doing the creation. And when you change yourself, then you change the creation. But you must become aware of what are the thoughts you've been thinking that has created this reality? What are the feelings you've been feeling that's attracted this reality to you? Because we live in a feeling universe, right? And at the unconscious level, what is it that you've been accepting in your life? And it's not until you stop tolerating things, right, that your life changes, your life shifts, right? Whatever you tolerate, you accept. And whatever you accept, that keeps the reality that you currently have. But once you break the toleration, you say, yo, listen, Kusudi, this has been my reality up until this point. The person I've been being has gotten me this far, but no longer am I going to accept this. I'm going to do whatever it takes in order to create a new reality for myself. And I'm going to create a new reality by becoming somebody differently and by expanding my level of awareness of what's possible in my own life and of what's possible of the person I could become in this world. That's when your life starts shifting, right? So that's the first component of the GPS system is you got to see the starting point. Where am I at right now? What life am I living? How much money am I making? What are the thoughts that I'm thinking? And now that we have a starting point, we can move over to step number two. So step number two is you must have a vision. You must have a vision. And a vision should be rooted in your purpose, right? So again, let's take it back to the GPS. You got to start with where you are right now in life. And then the GPS is going to ask, well, what is your destination, right? That's your vision. Most people, they know more about what they don't want than what is it that they do want. Don't be that person that complains so much, right? So many times I meet somebody or a new client comes in and I'm like, yo, so what is it that you want in life? And they're like, yo, Kusudi, man, I'm just tired of earning this amount of money. I'm tired of this job, right? People around me are always complaining, right? And they just go on this tangent of everything they're tired about, the things that they don't want. But never did they tell me what is it that they do want. And see, this is the habitual way of being, the habitual way of thinking that's keeping you in this stagnant and stuck position. Because you're constantly talking about the things that you don't want to happen anymore. You're constantly talking about the job that you're tired of, the people that you're tired of, the amount of money that you're tired of making, how hard it is out here, how the government is doing this, how the economy is doing this. And you're bringing up and only speaking the things that you don't want. Well, guys, listen, your words create your world. And we live in an unbiased reality. So I want you to imagine that in front of you was a canvas. And I remember when my mentor did this exercise with me, it shifted my life. And this is ultimately how I began to raise the $1 million that I did, right? He said, Kusudi, I want you to imagine that in front of you was a canvas. And this was the canvas of your life, right? What is it that you would want your canvas to look like? But I later learned something, right? And I want you guys to do this as well. I want you to imagine that your tongue was the paintbrush of this canvas. And whatever words you speak, it shows up on your canvas, good, bad, or indifferent. So if you said, I'm tired of being in debt, debt shows up on your canvas. If you said, I'm tired of this job shows up on your canvas. If you said, I'm tired of doubting myself, I'm tired of being frustrated, I'm tired of not loving myself, all these different things, right? All of these different things show up on your canvas. And now this canvas is the canvas of your life, and your life looks like it. Because the universe, it doesn't know good, bad, or indifferent. It just knows what you speak, right? So you got to have a vision for the future, but the vision has to be based off of what is it that you want. meaning that you must start speaking only the things that you want to see show up on your canvas. So instead of saying I'm tired of being in debt, say my vision is to be financially free. My vision is to live in pure abundance. My vision, instead of saying I'm tired of doubting myself and talking myself out of my dreams, my vision is I'm an action taker and I can manifest any reality that I set forth. Anything I speak, it comes to pass and it comes to life. Right? Do y'all see what I'm saying? These are way different vibrations. Saying I'm tired of being in debt is a different feeling vibration than saying I'm gonna live a life of prosperity and abundance. And every word I speak, it creates abundance. I create abundance easily and frequently with my words, right? Prosperity is on the tip of my tongue. Those are way two different vibrational states. So it's not just about the words that you say, the words induce a feeling, and this feeling it creates, it attracts your life, and that life that you attract, it becomes a reality in which you live in. So you got to start speaking different words, right? So first you have to have a vision. You have to know, where is it that I am right now, and what is the vision for my life? Where is it that I want? Like, what is it that you truly want in your life? Have you ever really asked yourself, what is it that you want? See, whatever you settle for, it actually repels other things out of your life. So you can say, I want this, but you're settling for something. It's actually repelling this because you're telling the universe, I'm okay with this, because obviously you chose it, you accepted it. So you got to see, what is it that you really want in your life? Where is it that you're heading towards? And it must be rooted in your purpose in order for it to have fulfillment and for it to have spiritual connection to God. I remember one of my clients, Ryan, he was making $50,000 a month at this time. And he had all of the components, right? He knew exactly where is it that he was going. He had the financial success, but the vision that he has, it wasn't rooted in his purpose. So he was on a highway to suffering, and he had a dirt road for fulfillment. So this highway for suffering was making him a lot of money, right? Outwardly, but just as fast as he was moving outwardly is the same emptiness that he was feeling inwardly. And it wasn't until I helped him kind of get clear on what his purpose was. What is it that he was doing everything for, right? What was God's calling for his life, and how can he move into alignment with that? That not only did he make more money, and he went from $50,000 a month to $250,000 a month, but he did it in less time, and he did it with absolutely more fulfillment, more happiness, more joy than he's ever had in his entire life. So it's super important when you're making the vision for your life, you're not just thinking about the material things. Don't get caught up in the social media world that, I want the car, I want the Lamborghini, I want the millions, I want all of these different type of things. It's like, no, you can have all those things, but where is it rooted in? Your purpose is the foundation of everything great. It should be the thing that you build your entire life upon. So when you're making the vision for your life, you first want to make sure that it's actually rooted in your purpose. And listen, if you don't know your purpose, don't worry. Every Sunday, I host a live webinar helping hundreds of people discover what their purpose of their life is. Click the link below, register, I'll see you on that call. All right, y'all, step number 3 is, again, when we think about the GPS analogy, it's based off of where you are right now, right? The GPS says where you are right now. Then it says, where is it that you want to go? Where you are right now, that's the awareness. Remember? Where is it that you want to go? That's the vision. And then it creates a blueprint in order to get there. Well, this blueprint consists of 2 things. And the first one is this. The first one is a strategy. As you must have a strategy. Remember the GPS system, when you plug it in, it may have 3 or 4 routes of how to get there. It may say, yo, this one has a highway. This one has tolls. This one is just a streetway, right? This one has a detour. And every strategy has a different time frame associated with it. So it's the same thing in your own life. The level of the extent of the success that you have is going to be based off of the correct or the incorrect strategy that you're choosing for your life. So you got to look at, what is the strategy that you're moving with? And a lot of times people don't have strategy, especially when you're first starting off, right? Because you're by yourself and there's so many different components of success: marketing, branding, client attraction, right? Marketplace fit. Everything, all these different aspects that you're like, yo, where do I even start? Well, this is where mentorship and guidance comes into place. Guys, I've spent over $250,000 working with some of the top people in this world because I've gotten different strategies that have quantum leap and they close the gap. So when clients come to me and they join my program or they join coaching, it's because they understand that I have a strategy that can help them close the gap over where is it that they want to go in their life. So again, the GPS system, it may say one route is an hour, but another route is 30 minutes. And it comes with tolls, right? So a toll is you got to pay, but it gets you there significantly quicker, right? So again, for those of you that want a different strategy, click the link below and I can show you how to work with me. But you need a strategy. You need a clear roadmap and a clear blueprint of the fastest, most efficient and effective way to get you to the path that you're desiring. All right, so you have the awareness, you have a vision, and you have a strategy, Kusudi. Like, what's the fourth element? What's the fourth component of this? Well, it's the car that you're driving, and that is your skill set. It becomes of how good your skill set is. Let me break this down for you, right? You go get a basic level Honda. You go get a basic level Mercedes-Benz. A Honda and a Mercedes-Benz are two different vehicles, right? But then in that Mercedes-Benz, you can have upgrades in it. And the upgrades, it may be a different vehicle than just the number one. So it may be the exact same car, but it's like this one is faster. This one has heated seats. This one has a lot more components a part of it that it offers a different experience for the person that's driving it. And that's how skill set is. Y'all listen, all coaches ain't created the same. All speakers aren't created the same. All business people not created the same. And it's based off of your skill set. So it's not about what you do. It's about your level of ability to deliver value, right? And can you deliver the max amount of value in the shortest period of time? And that's how you're going to get paid significantly more in the marketplace. The marketplace only cares about your value. It pays you in accordance to the value that you bring to it. So, and the bigger problems that you solve for people, the more money you get paid. And the faster you can solve those problems, the more money you get paid. And that's when it comes down to your skill set. So when I was first starting off, right, I knew I had an awareness that, I wanted my life to be different. I had a vision, right, that I knew I wanted to help people discover and live in their purpose. That's my purpose in my life, right? I had a bit of a strategy. I knew I wanted to speak and I was going up to schools and I had a t-shirt, right? But at that time, my skill set was trash. I remember when I first wanted to get started, I literally drove to about 50 different schools in my city over the course of a week. Like, no lie, I'm going to find the footage and I'm going to drop it, right? But I literally drove to about over 50 different schools in my city. And I went to each different school offering my services for free. Listen, I just want to help people discover and live in their purpose. Is when I discover my purpose that my life changed, and I want to help your students do the same, right? And I want y'all to guess, like, how many places called me back? Like, how many? Almost 60, I think it was like 57, right? Out of 57, 60 places, how many people called me back? I want you to drop in the comments, right? Drop in the comments right now. Out of 60 different schools, knowing the value that I bring, how many of them called me back? Drop in the comments real quick. Y'all want to know the answer? It was a whopping drum roll, 0. Not one school hit me back, y'all. I'm talking about I pulled up. I gave them the free t-shirt, the My Purpose Is t-shirt. I had like a little bio about my story, how I changed my life. I'm like, I know I'm about to take it to the next level. And nobody called me back. Because I didn't have the right strategy and I didn't have the right skill set at that time. And they probably saw that, right? But now, heightening my skill set, now I get paid 10K plus to be able to speak on stage. Now my clients pay me 20, 30, 40, 50, 100K to be able to work with me. Because my skill set has significantly shifted, right? So they're like, Kusudi, why would I pay somebody, right, that could coach me? But it's like, it's a different experience if you ride in a Honda to if you ride in a Rolls Royce, right? So I'm like the Rolls Royce, right? It's like, get in, it's going to be comfortable, it's going to be a smooth ride, and we're going to get you there in the best, effective, and efficient way possible, right? So you got to heighten your skill set. If you're not earning, then you need to make yourself more valuable to the marketplace. You need to be learning how can you get better at the results that you desire to produce in this world, at the results that you want to deliver to clients, right? You got to make your product better. You got to make your service better. You got to heighten your ability to speak, your ability to close sales, right? Your ability to influence and communicate. You got to sharpen your skill set in this world if you want to start earning and achieving more in your life. And that starts by investing in your skill set. Warren Buffett said the best investment one person can make is in themselves. Y'all listen, the best investment you can make is in yourself. It's to help you gain a level of awareness, an investment to discover what your purpose is and create a clear vision for the future, an investment on getting what is the best strategy to go about the path that I'm setting out for, and an investment into your skill set. So as you become more valuable, you get paid more value from the world. And if you want to do that, click the link below and I'll show you how. Guys, listen, this is the same 4 steps that once you align all 3 of these at a high level, your life will make a significant jump. You'll quantum leap. You'll make significant more progress because the things that matter the most are all going to be in alignment, y'all. Y'all listen, these are the 4 components: awareness, vision, strategy, and skill. Guys, listen, it's these 4 things that took my life to the next level. It's these 4 things that I work privately with my one-on-one clients to help take them to the next level. And it doesn't matter where you are in your life. If you're just starting off or if you're already moving and you're ready to take things to the next level in your own personal life, once you apply these 4 things, you will unstuck yourself and you will start achieving more. You'll start making progress in your life, y'all. So apply these 4 steps. Comment below, let me know how you like it. Like this video, click the link below if you want to learn how you can work further with me, y'all. And be on the lookout for the next video. I look forward to seeing y'all soon. Peace.